Hi, everyone. My name is Ruth Neon Grant. I'm the city's communications and marketing director, and I'm here with Mayor Walsh. We've been doing a lot on the talking circuit with the county executive or on different TV shows and platforms, just encouraging everyone, letting them know what the city is doing about COVID-19 response. But today, the mayor wants to just talk to everyone face to face personally and give you an update on what the city is doing and how we're responding. Hi, Mayor Walsh.
Hey, Ruthie, nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you virtually. How are you doing?
Okay, I think given the circumstances, these are unprecedented times, and I think we're all doing the best we can. But all things considered, uh, I'm healthy, my family's healthy, and I think as a community, we're really rising to the occasion in what are very difficult circumstances.
Well, speaking of community, Mayor, the city has seen you present on COVID-19 a lot with the county executive. Can you speak on a little bit on what the city's role is and what the relationship to the county is in this response?
Absolutely. It's really important in times of crisis like this that you understand what your role is and that you serve it effectively. And as far as local government goes, the county health department and specifically the county health commissioner, Dr. Gupta, is really guiding the decision making as it relates to public health, the public policy decision making, and is doing that in conjunction with County Executive McMahon. And that's why you see the daily updates. That's why you see information coming from them in terms of number of confirmed cases and other public health policy related items. As the mayor, my job is certainly to support the work of the county, but primarily to take care of my constituents, to those that I serve, to make sure that we're connecting people in the city with the resources that they need. And so we've really tried to focus first and foremost on our most vulnerable communities, from seniors and getting them access to healthcare, to meals, to making sure they can get their prescriptions, connecting them to our partners in the community that can do that. Our young people, working very closely with the school district, making sure that our young people are getting fed every day, even though they're not in school, getting educated. Um, Looking at our homeless population, making sure those organizations that work directly with our homeless population have what they need. So it's really identifying all the different constituencies and stakeholders and making sure that they're being taken care of. And that's what we spend most of our time doing every day.
Speaking of stakeholders, a lot of concern nationally has been around business stakeholders because we're not out shopping as much and a lot have had to close. What kind of support can they see coming?
Yeah, my heart goes out to the businesses, especially our small businesses. This is crippling for many of them. And like everyone else, they're just doing the best they can to get through it. But we have been able to deploy some resources to help them in the short term, and we're also working on more longer term ways to support them. So one of the first things we did was look to one of our economic development tools, the Syracuse Economic Development Corporation, or SEDCO. We were able to set aside $500,000 from SEDCO with the support of their board to provide zero interest emergency loans to our small businesses in the city, really just to help them get through this crisis, whether it's to make payroll, to purchase supplies, whatever they need to get through this difficult time. That hopefully buys us all some time to focus on the mid and long-term recovery. That's why we created this new economic resiliency task force with the county, Center State CEO Macney, and have a number of business leaders participating as well. This crisis is eventually going to end. That some things will remain different, but much will go back to being the same. We made a lot of progress in recent years on the local economy. We want to be able to pick back up on that. And so again, that the focus of that group is identify existing resources, deploy them as quickly as possible to the businesses that need them, then identify those longer term needs and aggressively advocate for additional resources to support them.
Um, as the businesses recover, what do you have to say to those who are currently unemployed? There are a lot of people wondering, will they be able to walk back into their jobs and what kind of supports are available for them?
Yeah, my heart goes out to those individuals as well. This is extremely difficult and is impacting people's lives every day. The primary point of contact for anyone that's dealing with unemployment is the New York State Department of Labor. We're directing people to their website and or to call their office. Not surprisingly, that their resources have been overwhelmed with inquiries, so that they've had to adjust to their capacity to take on those inquiries. But they're doing that. They've enhanced some of the unemployment benefits to account for longer periods of time of unemployment. So if you are unemployed, or you're dealing or you're trying to help someone else that's unemployed, the first stop has to be the New York State Department of Labor.
With so many changes going on in the city, what's going on with city operations? People like me are working from home remotely, but what does that mean for constituents?
Yeah, so like a lot of employers, we had to immediately identify, what were essential services, what are not. For those essential services, what are the ones that need to be continued uninterrupted, or with some adjustments for health and safety precautions, and what ones can be done remotely. You're working remotely. I'm here in my office, but most of my work is done remotely, and I'm pretty much the only person in City Hall these days. But we do have essential services like police, like fire, like sanitation, that continue to provide those services. Again, we're taking safety precautions where necessary, but we need to make sure, as we're working our way through this crisis, that people can get those essential services that they need, so they can help themselves and to help others as well. So a lot of our workforce has gone remote. Our IT department has done yeoman's work getting people the technology that they need to do that. But it's an adjustment, and we're all getting used to it. But I think all things considered, we're doing well. And again, a big shout out to our essential service providers. I think especially our police officers and firefighters, they knew what they were signing up for. They knew they were going to be called into action in times of crisis. Some of our other employees, frankly, didn't. And so for them, not only to have to adjust personally, mentally, and emotionally to that understanding, but then to be able to go and deliver services as they always have, it's really incredible, and it's truly appreciated. And I encourage everyone in the community, if you run across any of those essential service providers, of course, from a safe social distance, thank them, because they deserve it.
Thank you to essential service providers and our public safety community. Another thank you, we saw our first Common Council meeting happen remotely. Our councilors were in different places, and they used technology to connect to each other. Can we expect more nimble uses of technology that way?
I think we can. I think a lot of people are realizing that while this crisis has been disruptive in a lot of ways, it also has opened up opportunities for more effective and efficient communication and different communication channels. So credit to the Common Council, they were able to pivot. They did their meeting through WebEx, and it worked. And we have other public authorities like SIDA and SEDCO that are also transitioning to those types of meetings. The state has relaxed open meetings laws to allow for that to happen, but still in a way that allows for transparency and to make sure that people have access to those meetings. So the Common Council certainly has stepped up, as has, again, our IT department and our support staff that helped get them ready to go. And the meeting happened, and they'll come back on Monday and vote, and we'll try to continue to conduct business as usual as possible under these circumstances.
Speaking to business as usual, this whole transition hasn't really been business as usual for families. What do you have to say to families who are at home with kids running around and trying to juggle work and educating? And how can your family relate?
Yeah, so we're dealing with it like everyone else is. My girls are home. We thankfully have some help from my mother-in-law. They're doing their daily routine. Their teachers have stepped up and are providing online educational support. But I think it's a good opportunity to take advantage of this time that you do have at home. To when you're with each other. I know there's a lot of people that we're missing, but if you're home with your family, enjoy that time. I know last weekend I had more uninterrupted time with my family than I can recall in recent memory. I was able to do some meetings, but in between we got outside, we got some fresh air, and just enjoyed our time together. So do that for sure. Also, abide by what the experts are saying, abide by social distancing, follow the rules. It's really important to help flatten that curve and to keep those that are most vulnerable protected from this virus, which a lot of people are going to get. It's not a matter of getting rid of the virus. It's here to stay. But if we can practice social distancing, do what's being asked of us by the health professionals and experts, we can flatten that curve, we can slow the spread, and we can get through this together. So take it seriously, but also take some time to enjoy time with your loved ones and know that we are going to get through this together.
Thank you, Mayor Walsh, for speaking to everyone in the community, and thank you for taking some time out to continue to practice virtual governing.
Thank you, Ruthnie, not only for hosting on the fly here, but also for all the amazing work you're doing to help communicate to our constituents. It's such a critical role in these times. People need good, consistent, factual communication. You and your team are doing a great job, so thank you.
I will relay that to the team. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.